Long before the present time, there existed people that had more understanding of the world as it is, the world of trees and nature and the secret doctrine and the things that existed long before this universe began. They had their souls instructing them from wisdom of ages past and ages to come. We have hit the trough of understanding of these things, but it is no fear at all to not have the knowledge present, because the eternity is within you. The eternity is within the birds and the great tigers and lions of the world who roar into the universal heart. The universal heart. There is endless dimensions and endless universes out there and within us, and even endless past lives and future lives to come. Even when the end of the universe shall come, it too shall be reborn and evolved into a new flame and fire. Fire was the first god of our planet. We have drifted away from the understanding that gods are not mono or dual or any of those things at all, but just spirits of the earth and of nature. And even the Egyptians, who we long for every single day, did not even know the greatness of the millions of years before them that was even called Atlantis by some. But now we may even eventually find out that there is another name for Atlantis hiding within the planet itself and within its soul. The planet has a soul. The planet has life. The spirits of this world are eternal. The humans are eternal. Everyone lives forever. They must achieve that within themselves to find out who they are and where they are going and what is the meaning of this existence before you and before me and before all. And who are the people from another planet, from another world? Who are they? Are they even remotely like us? Isn't there a common spirit in the whole universes and the endlessness of time and space? The sun itself is the living God, a being, a soul, a spirit, and a teacher, and it is very eternal and present within the great masters who rode the Isles of Atlantis with their machinery and their equipment and their flying space cars, and lived and loved and breathed in the pure and clean air of Mother Gaia to all, and to see that the birds were part of the soul, and the bees and the trees, they did not have malevolence because the etheric nature was still here. And we did not sink into the depravity of materialism and material life because of the secret doctrine that teaches that there is no death. The secret doctrine teaches that there is no darkness except light, and that light is the truth, and that truth involves all of the cosmos and the chaos and the light of non-existence as well as existence, that there is eternity even in non-existence, and that is a part of us as well, and it's nothing to fear, that life is forever. Quetzalcoatl came out of the sky to teach the people. We do not believe that there's such things as higher spirits from an infinite realm above us, because now we have seen that there is hatred and enmity between others, and we have seen the deep consequences of materiality in its full sway in the Kali Yuga. But no fear, the Egyptians are still near, and their fathers were the Atlanteans and the Lemurians, who had pure souls and intellects of great strength and stature that could see with their mind in all directions at once and knew all things. And the earth was still an etheric form, and if you look into your mind and heart, you can vaguely see this light, this flame. The original God of this earth is the flame, not a God with a name, not a sun God, nothing like that, but just fire itself, which rages throughout all of life, all of the universes at once. The fire itself is the element of the beginnings, and water is its cousin. And combine all the elements and you have one element, the element of endlessness. There is no monotheism, there is no theism, there is only love, there is only the expression of our lives, there is the spirits of the animals, of the trees, of the water, of the birds, of the eyes who see us from the sky, from the dark, deep realms that we afraid of, that we shouldn't be afraid of. It is so beautiful. Even the things that we don't understand are beautiful, and the things that try to harm us are beautiful because we can overcome all of those things. There is no such thing as death. There is no such thing as lies or darkness. Those are things that have been produced to confuse temporarily the souls of the living beings who come from the sun, from the water, from the tree, from the life, from the light, from the dark, which was all and is all, because it was light from beginning. Chaos is light. Light is energy. Energy is God. There is no God. There is energy. There is a spirit. There is an Indian waiting with a pipe offering to the gods of the universe, which are living souls. They are friends, and you can feel the essence of them within us. If you just imagine that there is a tiger growling and angry, that has his spirit has been offended by the angry people, and he will take back his planet when the time comes. He will regenerate. Mankind came from a nothingness, a sort of etheric realm. What is the wisdom of the Atlanteans? This is not a fairy tale. There are traces of their words in the Akashic records. There are several planes of existence. The higher planes have less dense materiality. The Atlanteans were part of the beginnings of our planet and the actual souls that inhabit it, the souls of humankind. Aliens did not create mankind. Mankind always has existed in differing forms. There is a spirit above. There is a higher resonance. There is a non-material realm that came before this denser material realm. The secrets are hidden within our own spirits that are part of a greater spirit that runs in all ways and in all things, surrounding us, protecting us, and giving us great wisdom of these immaterial natures. The bird flies across the mountain, and the spirit is there. It may be an ancient Egyptian soul. It may be a master teaching you, but you did not see with your eyes. They were not opened at this point. But at some point, when you get the stirring for that nostalgia of your own self that's always existed, and you realize that you are part of that, then you will feel that you know that you are forever, and there is nothing that can take your immortality away from you as a soul, as a living monad of the truth of the esoteric doctrine. Let us look into the monolith. Let us see the scribes writing about timelessness and the aeons before and after us, and the timings of these things that are hidden away in the planetary spirit that is many lifetimes of globes before us and in front of us, of the Lemurians, who loved all and could see all, and whose beginning beginnings were our beginnings. And we look at ourselves and do not see this now because of the dark mirror of unenlightened realms. The shadow that haunts us in this Kali Yuga, the suffering and deaths that need not be because of lack of wisdom and lack of our true forefathers, the planet's natural realm, the trees, the bears, the cosmos, the waters that flow to and fro across the seventh planes of abyss, that is entity growing deeper and deeper, looking at the stars and knowing that they too are alive. We do not define what life is. Life has defined us. And we were trapped in a box without knowing that the ancients who roamed what we call Atlantis and Lemuria, continents that exist no more, they had a higher etheric nature. They were closer to the sun and the souls of the masters who went before them. They knew their immortality was real, and they understood the secrets of nature. They knew what happened to the dinosaurs. They were there, they saw it, and they are within us. And these things, even Quetzalcoatl could come out of the sky to teach from the infinite higher realms of spirit that we have forgotten. Thanks to organized religions and falsehoods of great measure and the systemized destruction of the ruins and of the monoliths that instructed the ancient peoples. If you believe that 2000 BC is considered ancient, what about 2 million BC, when they had great structures, mechanical devices and vehicles, and things that we could not comprehend because of the age of it? That these are very possible. Now that we see that Mars, around that time when Atlantis was forming, was losing its civilization. Did they have a great connection? Are they our fathers? Are they the higher souls of our beginnings, millions of years before now, and millions of years before then, that those of the spiritual existence know that they were still in existence even then, in previous realms and previous stars, and they look within themselves and can see that they were chanting and singing together in love and harmony on other worlds in previous lives, and things that only seem like fantasy can actually become reality as we get closer and closer to the freedom of the nostalgia that the spirits of our natural earth may instruct us about, that they have souls within them. They have identities. They are kings, they are gods, they are servants, they are messengers of wisdom, of truth. They don't fear the dark. They don't fear the end of life. There is no end. There's millions of existences all around you. Just open your eyes and see life. See life that is even in the little tiny reflection of light that goes across your wall in the morning could actually have a spirit. There is no saying that the molecule itself is not a living being. That even our identity with the molecule now may be gross and materialistic and dense compared to what the Lemurians saw in science. Are we going to strip science away from the Lemurians when we have never ever seen them except their ruins in Bimini and in other parts of the world? At the bottom of the ocean there are canyons just like the Grand Canyon. Who's to say that people didn't live on those earths? Who's to say that continents haven't moved, that Antarctica was a tropical zone at one point millions of years ago, and a highly advanced people roamed this planet? Who's not to say that the planet has several different realms to it, that the globular blue shape from space is not the only realm, is not the only chain of its life, that it too has souls and differing levels of existence attached to it, just as the sun itself may actually be a living God, a teacher of an ancient past, who's incarnated into our world and created our life and given us the opportunity to become immortal, to see that when you look into the mirror of who you really are, that you too are a soul, a monad, a direct ray of light from the original creator. The creation, creations, creators is not the total truth. Religion has denied the God of truth, the chaos. The Lord is not the Lord who creates, but the one who is unknowable, because it is a mystery that something can exist forever, and you can exist forever because you have a part in a spirit that exists in all universes, millions and millions and millions of solar systems and higher beings, that they wrote on the walls of the temples the truths, and they attempted to teach all who wanted to know with an open mind and an open heart. In this day and age, open minds and open hearts are few and far between. Since the death of Krishna, the Kali Yuga, symbolically known to those initiates who have taught mankind from day one. There was no day one. The dinosaurs themselves were destroyed molecularly because their time was up. They looked into the sky. The people of the nostalgia of our planet, who connected to all the spirits of goodness, of nature, of beauty, and of true inspiration, including from Venus. Those who have seen beauty have resonated with the planet Venus and its inhabitants. Val Thor, are you out there? We are sorry that we disrespected you as a planet. I hope that I am not taken as a joke, but it is inevitable in our disrespectful world. The world of fear is non-existent. The world of diabolical entities is non-existent, except for those who believe in it. We'll turn our minds away from that, and we'll have a group ritual of enlightenment that doesn't involve church, it doesn't involve lectures or memorization, but a connecting with the oneness of the sun and of the birds and the Egyptian priesthood and the monoliths of Asia and the pyramids found in China and Indo-European pyramids and the great Stonehenge and our friends across the universe who will protect us and give us wisdom if we dare open our minds and hearts to them, and Quetzalcoatl, the feathered being, who visited his people because of his love and his desire to initiate those who were there in South America, that they saw him. Humankind did not just appear overnight, sent here from an extraterrestrial race. That would not explain how that they were created. How would the extraterrestrials created? Well, think of condensation, think of evolution from generation, from something that apparently is not there, but over a decent course of time, the astral plane, the astral human that you always were and always existed as, came into existence maybe around 6 million years ago. And various periods of time have taken place since then, since the etheric humans were here, and they are on other worlds. We cannot see everything that's out there. There is a spiritual realm. There is immaterial as it seems to us. But life is not defined by contemporary science. Life is defined by the Lemurian science. The third eye that we so desperately lack is still with us, just highly suppressed and highly fatigued from adapting to a climate that involves fear and the idea of temporary existence, nothing eternal. How could it be? The monoliths of Asia and of the Atlanteans and of all these ruins of great mystery that are scattered across the globe and under the oceans all have a story. And the story we may never know the true details of, but the story has a moral, and it says, look to the skies. Why? To see UFO, to see a bird, to see nature, to see that there's a spirit, and there are spirits in existing. This has nothing to do with church dogma of angels or demons. This has to do with pantheistic ideas and true magic of the planet Earth, our planet. We have lived on many planets. Those of us who have always existed, who access the monad, the direct ray of light, from the primary emanation of our creation of who we are, eternity. How can we understand this? The endlessness of no beginning and no end is incomprehensible, so they have made up a dogmatic story of lies to give people hope for something that is right in front of their face, and they won't have to wait ever again to look within the self and to find out that the self was not created but existed always in varying forms and varying planes of existence, and that we were all always connected in this enlightened viewpoint from Tibet and from the Hindu Brahmins who instructed the planet on the rights and the right way of living and the truth of the pyramids and the hierarchy of the universal souls and the soul of the universe, that the animals have been speaking to us, instructing us, and trying to see if any humans could hear them, could talk to the animal spirit, could talk to the spirits in the wind. They are nothing mysterious in the sense of paranormal. It is a part of nature. It is part of molecules. That matter itself is a cymatical process of spirit. And spirit is in all of the things. Maybe there is malevolence in some spirits, but our light within and our living being is stronger than any being that is not truly living. So we don't see that it exists because we know we can become greater. We know that. We don't have to be instructed by others to become greater. We can envision the polar realms, the light and dark combining, the psychology of male and female not disguising itself, but becoming laid bare for us to understand that we are all one people. We're all one sexual gender at some point in time. That we thought that we would never go extinct, but the Lemurians went extinct. The Atlanteans, the Lemurians, their cousins, they all experienced the disaster, the end of their karma, so that their souls could be evolved in ours and maybe go to other planets and other realms of existence that we could only dream of. An entire beach of sand, and you take one grain of this beach, and that's one universe in that sand. That's one planet. That's one soul. And the whole sand across the entire beach is timeless. And each one of those can be a universe. And that's only the beginning. That's only day one of 1 trillion years of endlessness. So who are you? You look into yourself. You ask for a guide, a teacher from the earth, someone who reaches out to you and gives you instruction, and you feel a common spirit, a kindred soul that has given you their touch, that you know that they love you. And this goes into not only human life, but there are beings that love you. There are the planet's spirits that reach out to those who are ready, and the animals and the things that you see that seem out of this world, out of the norm, are actually entities that may be provoked by higher souls or infinite minds that have come before that still exist. The earth is not only nature, the earth is spirit. Spirit is endless. There are things all across the universal planes, the seas of endless time. We cannot allow fear to take over this world. We must move into a higher resonance to protect the planet for the future lives and souls that must be nurtured here so that they can evolve and so that we can do our duty to them and to conserve the elements and conserve the particles of water, conserve the particles of the trees and of the dirt, and allow breath, allow the prana to enlighten the solar plexus and the 7 chakric system of the mankind, and to resonate with the higher beings of the earth, and the 4 directions and the 4 winds, and the ancient peoples who are all truly friends to humanity. Except when the darkness came and they began to take down the temples and to take down the instructors. But that's okay, isn't it? We can still do what we must to instruct and to give life to those who want it.